And suddenly I want a Frosty from Wendy's. Hi, how are you? Good morning. It's a Wednesday edition of the Morning Minute from 5280 Sports Network. That guy right there, Shawn. My name is Nate Lundy. Many Nuggets fans ready to fight last night on Twitter. Everybody very frustrated with how the game went. Before we get into that, let's remind everybody that the Nuggets lost 9 games this year by 3 points or less. I know everyone's going to point to last night, but there have been plenty of opportunities where last night wouldn't have been nearly as important. Now, that said, because of what you did in the previous 73 games, last night did become important. And while they played well for certain stretches of times, Portland pushed it out, and Nurkic made a statement.
Yeah, Jusuf Nurkic, who the Nuggets traded to Portland right before the deadline, well, about a week before the deadline, in a trade for Mason Plumlee. The first-round pick that went with Nurkic seems to be maybe the sticking point for a lot of Nuggets fans, even though Nurkic himself is part of it. But the catch is he fits so much better with Portland. He frees up the Trailblazers to use the speed and the shooting of Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. You saw that. Quite frankly, with the addition of Nurkic, the Nuggets just don't match up very well against them. The hard thing for Nuggets fans to deal with now is the Trailblazers are probably going to take that 8th spot. The Nuggets will not. And the Nuggets, as it turns out, unwittingly may have given the Blazers the final piece of the puzzle to topple them.
Yeah, let's keep a few things in mind. I saw some people on Twitter saying various things, and I'll be able to address them. First of all, I saw people saying things that are dumb. Just stop being dumb. I saw people like, well, this is why you don't make trades in division. People, this isn't the NFL. Divisions don't matter in the NBA. And in fact, I think we're getting very close to divisions going away in the NBA. So stop thinking about it that way. It is not the NFL where if you win your division, you're automatically in the playoffs. The NBA does not work that way. They haven't worked that way for quite a while. It is simply the 8 best teams in the Western Conference. If they happened to all come from a division and another division got left out, so be it. That's how they do it now. Divisional winners do not matter. So stop thinking about it that way. Did you provide a piece that made them a better team? Yeah, you did. But at the same time, you may have done things that are going to make your team better. Let's remember that Jusuf Nurkic left the bench during a game, okay? He didn't just leave and go to the locker room. Dude left the Pepsi Center in the middle of a game and then came back by the time the game ended. He wasn't just pouting about his minutes. He left his team. I will say, if it were me, if I had been Coach Malone or Tim Connelly, he's either getting cut immediately or he's getting suspended, and I'm absolutely announcing publicly why he was suspended and shaming him for being a terrible teammate. They didn't do that. That frustrates me. But you have to recognize this guy was never going to fit in here. Does he fit in with Portland? Yes, and congratulations to the Blazers. But it doesn't mean that somehow if he were still here in Denver that you would have seen last night's performance done by him against the Blazers. He doesn't fit here. You've got to let that click in your mind and recognize that the Nuggets are probably not going to make the playoffs now. They're obviously not mathematically eliminated, but with the 8 games remaining and 6 of them on the road.
And 2 games down, essentially, because of the tiebreaker.
Exactly. So we recognize that it is an uphill putt, but at the same time, this, I've said it all year, this isn't a good team, Shawn. Are they better? Are they going in the right direction? I believe that they are. But you're still not a good team when you look across your whole conference.
Not yet. And the trade of Nurkic is going to be very interesting going forward because it can be a cautionary tale for the Nuggets in the offseason when they're going to have to decide what they want to do with Kenneth Faried, what they're going to have to decide what they want to do with Emmanuel Mudiay, both players that have been rumored to possibly be involved in a trade in the offseason. You don't necessarily want to give those guys away for pennies on the dollar because for the Denver Nuggets, you don't replace those kind of guys in free agency. They have to be very careful in this upcoming offseason on how they restructure around the pieces they have found. Gary Harris, Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, of course, maybe Juancho Hernan-Gomez. There's a lot of talent here, and it can be assembled around Jokic, but they have to be careful in doing it. You can't just move chairs and hope it'll all work. That's what they've been doing, and they end up, well, right about here.
Yeah, you wind up right here, and as has famously been said over and over again, you are what your record says you are. So more reaction to the Nuggets as they go through this road trip. They are now off until Friday when they'll play against Charlotte. They'll sit back and watch the rest of the Western Conference at this point. More on that, more on the NFL owners meetings, all of that tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Mile High Sports Radio with us two yahoos. We hope you'll tune in. Enjoy the rest of your Hump Day Wednesday. Try to stay dry with this weather that we've got, and we'll talk to you tomorrow morning. For Shawn, I'm Nate. We'll see you.